got the box. I think we'll start with the set booster box. Guaranteed foil and art card, as you can see, which is a beautiful box. I'm going to crack this bad boy, just like this. Let's see what we got. Okay, so we're looking for an offer you can't refuse in the uncommons, and we're looking for all the rares. And ooh, look at this box topper. Did we decide how we're going to distribute the box topper? I didn't even realize there were box toppers here. This is Gala Greeters. I don't know if how to focus on this guy is, but I'll give that a shot. Gala Greeters. It's a rare. It's 1 and a green for a creature, elf, druid. Alliance, whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. And the 3 modes are: put a +1/+1 counter on Gala Greeters, Gala Greeters, create a tapped treasure token, or you gain 2 life. I mean, those are pretty good. Those are all pretty good. I mean, the gain 2 life isn't that great, but I can see that going in some decks. I'm a fan of create a tapped treasure token, though. That's pretty dope. Okay. It looks like we're deciding how to get rid of the box topper here. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll figure that out and let you all know. We've got this cool art piece here with the nice sticky right on top of there. Thank you. Thank you, Wizards. That's good design right there. It doesn't fall off. That's good. I remember when they first started doing, or not when they first started doing box toppers, one of the problems they had with box toppers was these would slide and end up down here and then get folded, and that's probably why they now stick them to the top. So there's that. Okay. Here we go. Let's just get out these packs. We're gonna do the old pile shuffle, I guess. I don't know. Now, one of the drawbacks of me having to use this camera is it's only 720p, so I have it just about as mounted as high as I can on my existing arm. The problem is that the camera that I was using for the playmat view was 1080p. Could not get that to work. But this just means that I have a more limited space to do the actual cracking in. And I guess that's okay. You guys don't really need to see like my shorts and, you know, because I am totally wearing shorts and I'm not in my underwear. My socks, my other stuff that's hanging out around the playmat. Yeah, all that is not necessary for you guys to see. Alright, so set booster boxes. What do we have these days? These are, how many, 24? I think there's 24 packs in the set booster box these days. Is that right? Shorts. Oh yeah. I'm wearing shorts. It's Northern California. It's a beautiful spring day. The high today was 73. Tomorrow it will be 80. Because we are in the Bay, or I am in the Bay Area. It was very foggy this morning, but that burned off, and we got quite a bit of sunshine. In fact, the only lighting in the room right now is natural light. I have the shutters partially closed. But as you can see, So we got plenty of light for this, which is good. Okay. Ooh, Mo Howard with a 6-month subscription. Thank you very much, sir. You rock. See my sausage fingers? Not great. Okay, what do we got here? All right, so I think I'll just go in order from the top, unless anybody wants to object. That means the order will be T-Money, Biensona, am I pronouncing that right? Theater Nerd Guy, Shorzy, Mo Howard, Court, and Wraith. Alright, here we go. Starting with T-Money. Got 5 packs. Okay, I'm trying to tower these, but there we go. How's that? Okay. 3, 4, 5. Okay. Once, a long time ago, I did forget to label the packs that I opened, and I sent the wrong packs to the wrong people. I only mixed up 1 pair. But keep one sealed, please. You got it. They're all the same art, so this is your sealed one. Thank you for reminding me. That is in the notes, but I did not read that far over. So thank you for reminding me, sir. Okay, anyway, as I was saying, I promise to not send anybody the wrong packs this time. You have my solemn word as a Magic streamer, this is the first time in like 2 years. Okay, here we go. Pack number 1. What do we got here? Come on. I just cut my nails, so this is harder than it should. There we go. Okay. Whew. That was embarrassing. Okay, we've got an art card. That's a beautiful piece of art there. Let's get this in there. It's a birdie. It is the Skyboon Evangelist. Not bad. I like those art cards. We have a foil land. Looks like I always do mine this way. Wow, this is... Oh, right. This is a set box. I was thinking of it as a draft box, and it's not. So we got Rob the Archives, Larcenist, Whiskey, Obscura Charm. Beautiful set art there. And we've got some rares. First rare is Unleash the Inferno for 1 and I don't even know what that is. Jund. Unleash. What is it for? Oh, you know what? I've got the things right here. I could probably just look. Huh? Okay, this is the Riveteers. We have a Riveteers card. Unleash the Inferno for 1 and a Riveteer. It's an instant. Unleash the Inferno deals 7 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Wow, 7. When it deals excess damage this way, destroy target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls with mana value less than or equal to that amount of excess damage. Wow, that's a pretty cool card, actually. That could be really strong. Nice. Okay, next rare is Ginny Faye, Jetmir's Second. It is a legendary creature, elf druid, for red-green hybrid, green, and green-white hybrid, which I think makes this maybe the Cabaretti. It's a Cabaretti card. Legendary creature, elf druid, a 3/3. If you would create 1 or more tokens, you may instead create that many 2/2 green cat creature tokens with haste, or that many 3/1 dog creature tokens with vigilance. Oh yeah, this is a card that we talked about on the podcast, isn't it, Bruce? I like this card. This card is definitely strong, and there are some other neat dog-cat synergies laying around for Commander, so clearly that's a good card for Commander. Okay, and we have Casito Orochi Archmage for 1 green and blue, a legendary creature, Snake Wizard. This is the Commander bonus card. It has it's a 2/2 for green-blue. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. If that creature is a snake, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Ooh, Snake Tribal, me likey. Okay, good pack. Put this in the Travis pile. I totally have this. Yeah, it's totally marked. See, it's the same as this one. Travis pile. Got it. And all your episode too. All right. Next pack. You know, they should. Oh, I was gonna say, sort of like on that Friends episode. You know, the one where this is a family-friendly channel, right? There's a Friends episode where Joey starts to freak out because he thinks that he may have gotten his girlfriend pregnant, and Ross says something like, you know, there's a 99% that condoms are only 99% effective, and Joey says, what? They should put that on the box. To which, of course, Chandler points out that it is in fact on the box. Anyway, I forgot where I was going with that. We've got the art card is a lovely lady with a snake. The Venom Connoisseur. Very nice. We've got a non-foil land. We've got several commons. A couple of uncommons. Ooh, pretty. Okay, here we go. First rare is Cut of the Prophets. It is a black sorcery for black, and X. Casualty 3. As you cast this spell, you may sacrifice a creature with power 3 or greater. When you do, copy this spell. And the effect is you draw X cards and you lose X life. Wow, that's pretty cool. So card draw in black, the usual downside of losing life. Next rare is, oh, it's not a rare, it's a foil uncommon, Elegant Entourage. And finally, Harglide, Kinley Rune Chanter. I believe this is a list card. It's a 2/3 legendary creature human. For 2 and white and blue, you get tap, add 2 generic mana. Spend this mana only to cast artifact spells or activate abilities of artifacts. Well, that's a pretty good card. That goes right into Cecily if you play her. Stranger Things card. Is that a Stranger Things card? I did not know that. Well, good pull on that one. Congratulations, Travis. Okay, 2 packs to go. Oh, that's right. I was saying they should put like one of those little notches so you can open these easier, but they do actually have them. That's new. At least I think it's new. Art card is... Ooh, pretty. That is really pretty. It is Plains. Okay, then. Plains art. It's beautiful. It's technically list since no Planeswalker symbol. Yeah, so I know it's list because it's a Secret Lair card, and then so I don't know if you can see that, but the set... oh, this is not going to autofocus. It says SLX, so it is a Secret Lair card, and those don't just appear in... what's your names? It's not a Planeswalker though. It's got the also got the the falling star set symbol. Okay, moving on. Plains art. That's a beautiful art. It really reminds me of the Art Deco style. Is that a thing? Art Deco style in Magic? Non-foil land. Got some uncommons. Commons. Okay. First rare is Topiary Stomper. Ooh. For 1 green, you get a 4/4 creature plant dinosaur. Aw, I miss my old. Oh, of course, I forget what it's called. That the original plant dinosaur. Vigilance. When Topiary, I'm sure you guys will remind me. You guys know what it is. When Topiary Stomper enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic land card. Put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Tasty. Topiary Stomper can't attack or block unless you control 7 or more lands. So yeah, for 3 mana you get a 4/4 with Vigilance that gets you another land. So that's pretty good. This will ramp you from 3 to 4, really 3 to 5 really, right? Because you play this, and then the next turn you play another land. Hopefully, you're at 5, and then you're only 2 turns away from being able to attack or block with this guy. Interesting. I think I was rating it high at first, but then I realized it was 7 lands, so maybe that's a downside. I don't know. Still pretty cool. Yeah, so Art Deco is big in this set. That's why Gilded Foils are big in this set. Yeah, this we went over a lot of the cards in the Epic Experiment podcast, and I wasn't that impressed with the set in general. They have released for those who follow their podcast, they have since released the release notes, and so I have been able to at least read most of the cards, and it didn't strike me as a particularly powerful set. But certainly the art is gorgeous and unique among the Magic sets. So, our final Magic card is a foil security bypass, and if you want to play Demon's Due, then Travis has the rules. Alright, put those right over here. And final pack for Travis. I mean, unless you want me to open the other one that you don't want me to open. We have, I'm going to guess this is a Plains. I mean, an island. We just saw the Plains. Yeah, this is the island. That's totally what I meant, is the island. That is an island. It's beautiful. Again, the Art Deco style. Fleming, W. Fleming. I'm not sure I know that artist, but I do like that style quite a bit. Okay. We have a foil swamp. Keep that in there. We have some commons and uncommons. Oh, there it is. An offer you can't refuse. I was told that this is a money card, an offer you can't refuse. It is 1 blue for an instant. Counter target non-creature spell. Its controller creates 2 treasure tokens. So this is pretty good because clearly you don't want to ramp your opponent, but if you're playing blue and your stuff gets countered anyway, you might as well counter yourself because then you get 2 treasure tokens. Or whatever. I mean, you know, whatever you want to do. Okay. We've got Rigo, Streetwise Mentor. Rigo, Streetwise Mentor, for a Hybridia green, white, bluish thingy that is going to be green, white, blue. The Brokers, you get a 2/2 legendary creature, cat citizen. Ooh, a cat. Now you could build like 1/50th of a deck with your pulls here. Rigo, Streetwise Mentor, enters the battlefield with a shield counter on it. A shield counter is one of the new mechanics in the set. There have actually been shield counters in Magic before this, but they did not have this ability, and I'm not sure if the previous shield counters are going to be errated with this. So the way it works is, with any creature with a shield counter on it, if it would be dealt damage or destroyed, remove a shield counter from it instead. This is sort of like Protection Light. It really only functions against damage or destruction, and it only works once because then you remove the shield counter. They were errated. Thank you, Court. So they were errated. So shield counters are shield counters across the board now. I mean, that makes sense, right? Because otherwise I'd have to rename them or something. So that's pretty good. And the final rare is a foil Tenacious Underdog. For 1 and a black, you get a 3/2 creature, human warrior, with Blitz. For 2 black, and pay 2 life. The Blitz is another new mechanic. If you cast this spell for its Blitz cost, it gains haste, and when this creature dies, draw a card. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. So it's a little bit like Raid from the Tarkir block. But instead of putting it back in your hand, like Raid does, you sacrifice it and draw a card. So if you Blitz, then it cantrips, right? It goes away, but it cantrips. And it says, additionally, you may cast Tenacious Underdog from your graveyard using its Blitz ability. And that is the real strength here. Oh, like Dash. Right, not Raid. I'm sorry. Dash. Bruce, my savior. I said Raid, I meant Dash. Yes, like Dash. Dash, 100-yard dash. I don't know. So the true strength of this card, as you can see, the Blitz cost is above the casting cost, but you can Blitz from the graveyard. That means this is a card draw engine. You can Blitz, and for 4 mana, you can Blitz again and draw a card, and Blitz again and draw a card. Does it really matter if you are hitting your opponent or if this guy is dying against your opponent's walls of creatures? No, because you're drawing cards. If you need it, that's pretty good. And an angel token. I love angels. No exceptions. No other stuff. I love angels. All right, Travis. Thank you for participating in the box break, and congratulations on your pulls. Good luck. Oh, I mean, I was going to say good luck resisting the urge to crack this pack, but as we have seen, you don't need luck. You have the willpower, my friend. All right. Next up is Sona. Sona has 5 packs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll get started. So we'll use the same sort of, I know, I brain farted on that. You know, I really got to prepare ahead of time for these. I just did not have the bandwidth this week to prepare. So I need to, like, you know, make notes and stuff. Ooh, that's pretty. Got a maiden there with a mask. It is Cormella, Glamour Thief is the art card. We have a non-foil forest. We've got several commons. We've got several uncommons. We've got some of the thingies, you know, the gilded cards. And our first rare, Cabaret Ascendancy. Clearly a Cabaret card. For red, green, white, you get an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. If it's a creature or planeswalker card, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. If you don't put the card into your hand, you may put it on the bottom of your library. So it lets you dig a little bit for a creature or a planeswalker. That's pretty good. 1 card per turn. So that is not bad. That is not bad. At worst, it's like an opt. It's half of an opt, right, for planeswalkers and creatures. Okay. Second card is a foil Cut of the Prophets. We've seen this one before. Casual 2/3. As I forgot to mention, this is one of the new keyword abilities in this set, and it just means as you cast the spell, keyword abilities. It's one of the new keywords. As you cast the spell, you may sacrifice a creature with power 3 or greater. When you do, you may copy this spell. This is a draw cards and lose life card. And finally, we have a card with +1/+1 counters on one side and shield tokens on the other side. Shield counters, sorry. Okay, that's a decent hit. Let's see. Nope, don't mix it with Travis's cards. That would be bad. Okay, next. I'm a fan of these new little thingies that make me not be totally embarrassed by my inability to open Magic packs. You'd think that after 23 years it would get a little easier, but I'm not here to tell you it does not. Okay, our art card is a kitty wizard in blue, clearly. Cross Defense Contractor. We have a non-foil island. A few commons. A few uncommons. Ooh, this one's pretty. Exotic pets. A few of the what you can call it. I'm not going to remember those. Gilded cards. Okay, first rare. That was going to be a lot smoother in my head. Devilish Valet. For 2 and a red, you get a 1/3 creature, Devil Warrior. With Trample and Haste. Ooh, big 1/3 Trampler. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, double Devilish Valet's power until end of turn. Okay, I see where you're going with this. That's pretty dope, especially if you're making tokens or something. That doesn't suck. Next is a foil uncommon, Riveteers Decoy. And finally, another list card, Sophina, Spear Sage Deserter. For 2 and red-white, you get a 4/4 legendary creature, Human Soldier. I know that fish is nice, right? With Menace. Whenever Sophina, Spear Sage Deserter, attacks, investigate once for each non-token attacking creature. Yeah. So investigate was a keyword first introduced in Return in that one Innistrad set. It's the second Innistrad set. Return to Innistrad. To investigate, create a clue token. It's an artifact with 2. Sacrifice this artifact, cast the cost, draw a card. And it has friends forever. So she might look mean, folks, but you can have 2 commanders if both have friends forever. Aww. Alright, next pack. That's a pretty good card. I like that card. I don't know if I'd use her as a commander, but she's definitely good. Okay, art card is Obscura Interceptor. Ooh, that's kind of nice. Man, I love the art in this set. We have a non-foil swamp. We have a few commons, a few uncommons, a few gilded cards, and our first rare is Evolving Door. Ooh, all the birthing pods. For 2 and a green, you get an artifact, which for 1 generic mana and tap and sacrifice a creature, count the colors of the sacrificed creature, then search your library for a creature card that's exactly that many colors plus 1. Exile that card, then shuffle. You may cast the exiled card. Activate only as a sorcery. So it's a kind of a birthing pod where you're counting up the different colors of mana. One note for Evolving Door, please don't sacrifice a 5-color card. You're going to have a sad. And we have a gilded rare. Unleash the Inferno. We saw this card earlier. It's the 7 damage dude that does the excess damage to destroy an artifact with mana value. But anyway, it's complicated. And a treasure token. Okay, next up, Gilded Foil. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. I think it's hard to see because I don't have any direct light, but I'm pretty sure that's a foil. I don't have my lamp handy, but I do have my phone. Oh yeah, you can see it there. Definitely a foil. You can. It doesn't say you can't, but you will have a sad. Gilded foils have a raised foiling. Okay, so it's normal foil, not a gild. You know what? That's news to me. I'm sorry. It's not a gilded foil. So what do you call this treatment then? It's not. I was thinking that it was called gilded, but it's not. So what do you call it? It's Japanese. It's a Japanese card. Showcase. Okay. Yeah, you got me. That's what we'll call it. Showcase. Next pack. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't mean to. It's just foil. Just foil. My bad. I didn't mean to raise your excitement unintendedly. Ooh, that's a lot of dead people on that card. Showcase. Yeah, showcase. Make an example. Just like that. Okay. We have a Full Art Forest, non-foil. We have a few commons. A few uncommons. We have a Showcase uncommon. Okay. And our first rare is Wiretapping. For 4 and a blue, you get an enchantment with Hideaway 5. When this enchantment enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library, exile 1 face down, then put the rest on the bottom in a random order. Fun fact, Hideaway is not new to the game of Magic. It debuted in... Well, Bruce, help me out here. We said it was in something. Anyway, Hideaway used to be specifically... did not have a number, and it was specifically 4. And I think they entered... Oh, I can't remember what the... Oh, man, Time Spiral. Okay, I will be doing my homework from now on. I've been not paying attention to Magic for a while, ever since the product explosion, and it got me really down and out. I'm starting to feel a little bit better about Magic these days, and so I'm going to start playing again, but for a while there I was pretty sad. Okay, well, Hideaway's not new, but this is a different version of Hideaway that they updated. I think you're right, Bruce. I think it's Time Spiral. Anyway, enchantment. Whenever you draw your first card during each of your draw steps, draw a card. Okay. Then, if you have 9 or more cards in hand, you may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. So, if you have a 7-card hand, and you draw your card during your draw step, you can draw another card, and that will be 9. Pretty cool. And it says you may play the exiled card, so bear in mind, this is not... wait, let me think about that. Oh, it just means that you can do it for lands. It is in fact casting the card if it is a card with a casting cost. Just FYI. And then we have a foil common, Speakeasy Server, and one of my favorite cards of all time, actually, a list card, Admiral Beckett Brass. Admiral Beckett Brass, for 1 and Grixis, you get a 3/3 legendary creature human pirate. At the beginning of your end step, gain control of target non-land permanent controlled by a player who was dealt combat damage by 3 or more pirates this turn. Pirates, pirates, pirates. Question in the chat, do I get the cast trigger off an Eldrazi with Hideaway? Do I get the cast trigger off an Eldrazi with Hideaway? I think what you're saying is if there is an Eldrazi card exiled underneath a Hideaway card, and you then are able to play it with the Hideaway condition, the answer is yes. It is a cast, so you do get any cast triggers that are on the card exiled by the hideaway card? I think that's the question. If not, please clarify, and I'll revise my answer. Okay, final pack for Sona. I know, right? So good. Disdainful Stroke. It's a little R-rated, but there we go. We got a non-foil forest. You Eldrazi players, you're all the same. You're just like, let's cheat this dude into play any way we can. Not only that, but I'm gonna annihilate your stuff every time. It's so predictable. Big score. I'm sorry, these are some commons, some uncommons. Ooh, all the charms. Wow, look at all those charms. That was a cool pack, huh? And a couple of one showcase card. Showcase card. And we have, okay, that's that for that. Good. And we have, one second here, I'll just do something over there off camera. Our first rare is a showcase card. It is Ziatora's Envoy, and it is I should memorize these at some point, Riveteer card, showcase card. Charm pack, yeah, I know, right? That was pretty cool. I wouldn't mind seeing that when I open a pack. For 1 in Grixis, I'm sorry, for 1 and, that's also not Grixis, for 1 in Riveteer, you get a 5/4 creature, Viashino Warrior, with Trample. Whenever Ziatora's Envoy deals combat damage to a player, look at the top card of your library. You may play a land from the top of your library, or cast a spell with mana value less than or equal to the damage dealt from the top of your library without paying its mana cost. Whew. If you don't, put that card into your hand. So that's pretty cool. If this creature starts dealing damage, you're going to be drawing cards and or casting spells without paying the costs. Also, Blitz for 2 and Riveteer. Thinking about that. Next rare, Errant Street Artist. For 1 blue, you get a 0/3 legendary creature, Human Rogue, with Flash and Defender and Haste. The ability is for 1 blue and tap, copy target spell you control that wasn't cast. You may choose new targets for that copy. So we discussed this on the Epic Experiment podcast and decided that probably the only way to put a spell on this deck without casting it is copying it. So this copies a copy. Copies your copy. It makes a new copy. It's about copying, folks. And finally, we have a foil uncommon, Arc Spitter, and a citizen token. All right, that was it for Sona's packs. Thank you, Sona, for participating. Congratulations on your polls. All right, what's next here? I'm gonna just slide these guys over. Okay, we got, who's up next? We have Theater Nerd Guy. He's got 1 pack. All right, this is the magic pack right here. I'm gonna put a little mojo on that guy. Sorry, you know, it's because it's 1 pack. The rest of you can have some mojo too, but Theater Nerd Guy gets the most. He's got 1 pack. All right, he needs the mojo. We've got Falco Spara Pact Weaver. Boy, that guy looks shady as heck. Yeah, he's a griffin with a suit. A zoot suit, I think. He's got a chain. That's shady. We got a non-foil forest. A few commons. A few uncommons. A showcase uncommon. And her first rare is Xander's Lounge, which is a land, a tri-land. Island Swamp Mountain, importantly, it has the basic land types in the type line. Tap to add blue, black, or red. Xander's Lounge enters the battlefield tapped, and it has cycling 3. So this appears to be the continuation of the cycling lands. Pretty cool. And the last card in the pack is a foil common, Dapper Shieldmate. And if you all want to play strictly better, then Theater Nerd Guy has the rules. Yeah, that was pretty decent, right? That got a non-basic land. That's good. Tri-land. I know. All right, so what's going on here? We got Shorzy coming up. 5 packs for Shorzy. Oh, this one doesn't have the... Oh, that does have the notch. Looking at the wrong side. First Triumph hit, I know, right? Pretty good. Okay. Got Quiza, Augur of Agonies. Hello, Quiza. You look quite agonizing. We have a foil swamp. We have a few commons. We have a few uncommons. We have some showcase commons and uncommons. And our first... I think I've seen this before. Our first rare, Corpse Explosion. For 1 black and red, you get a sorcery. As an additional cost to cast this spell, exile a creature card from your graveyard. Corpse Explosion deals damage to the exiled card equal to the exiled card's power to each creature and each planeswalker. This was in the latest Ravnica sets, right? Am I wrong about that? I'm going to do my homework next time, I swear. Next is Hold for Ransom, which is a foil common. I don't know if you can't really see it, but it's foil. And finally, another list card, Cecily, Haunted Mage. I've noticed that the list cards, most of them have been from Secret Lairs. Are these the ones that are the redos of the Stranger Things? I know that one of them was. Ooh. I think other people can hear me, DVMTG. I should know who that is. Okay, so Cecily, Haunted Mage. For 1 and a Grixis, you get a 3/5 legendary creature, Human Wizard. Your maximum hand size is 11. That by itself is worth 4 mana. But whenever Cecily, Haunted Mage attacks, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. That's the black. Then if you have 11 or more cards in your hand, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand without paying its mana cost. And Cecily has friends forever. Beautiful. Next up. Art card is Writ of Return. We have a non-foil mountain. We have some commons. We have some uncommons. We have some showcase cards. Okay. Oh, that's 11. Okay, good to know. All right, we have, for the first rare, it is Park Heights Pegasus. For green and white, you get a 2/1 creature, Pegasus. Flying Trample. Whenever Park Heights Pegasus deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. If you had 2 or more creatures enter the battlefield under your control this turn. So turn 2 and then turn 3 you put out a 2 and a 1 in attack. Yeah, not bad. It's a flyer, probably get through. Next we have a foil common, Rafine's Guidance, and a citizen token. Okay, we've got Rafine, Scheming Seer. I feel like, let me just see that card, maybe not. A non-foil swamp. A few commons. A few uncommons. A few showcase cards. Sanctuary Warden is our rare. For 4 white, you get a 5/5 creature, Angel Soldier. I love this card already. Flying, of course. Sanctuary Warden enters the battlefield with 2 shield counters on it. Whenever Sanctuary Warden enters the battlefield or attacks, you may remove a counter from a creature or planeswalker you control. If you do, draw a card and create a 1/1 green and white citizen creature token. Yes. The answer is yes, you can indeed remove a shield counter from Sanctuary Warden for Sanctuary Warden's ability, because when the ability triggers, Sanctuary Warden is on the battlefield, and it does not say remove a counter from another creature or planeswalker you control. So this enters the battlefield with 2 shield counters. If you want to get rid of one of those shield counters, you can draw a card. Good stuff. We have a foil common, Obscura Initiate, and a treasure token. That's a pretty treasure right there. Treasure token. Okay. Next. We've got the art card is Jetmir's Garden. Jetmir's Garden. We have a foil island. You can kind of see the foiling. We have a few commons, some uncommons, a showcase card, and right into the rest of the pack. So the first one we see is the Beamtown Bullies. Beamtown Bullies is a commander card for 1 and Riveteer. Yeah, Riveteer. You get a 4/4 legendary creature, Ogre, Devil, Warrior. That's just cool. Vigilance and Haste, also very cool. And you can tap for target opponent whose turn it is, puts target non-legendary creature from your graveyard onto the battlefield under their control. It gains haste, and goad it. At the beginning of the next end step, exile it. Goad means, until your next turn, that creature attacks each combat if able, and attacks a player other than you if able. Pretty good commander card, I think. It's particularly if you're into watching your opponent kill your other opponents and not you. Next we have Fleetfoot Dancer. For 1 and Cabaretti, you get a 4/4 creature, Elf Druid. Pretty simple. Trample, lifelink, and haste. Not bad for 4 mana, I would say. And our final card in this pack is a foil Metropolis Angel. Beautiful angel uncommon. And we have a fish token. Okay. Got our last pack coming up here. Shorzy, you do this. Got and Hello the Painter. Ooh, and it's this gold signed variant. Very pretty. We have a non-foil plains. We have a few commons, a few uncommons, a few of those thingies. Showcase cards. And the rest of the pack. We've got Obscura Interceptor. For 1 and Obscura, that one was easy, you get a 3/1 creature, Cephalid Wizard. Ooh, Cephalids. Those are old school. With flash and lifelink. When Obscura Interceptor enters the battlefield, it connives. When it connives this way, return up to 1 target spell to its owner's hand. To have a creature connive, draw a card, then discard a card. If you discarded a non-land card, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. So it's basically looting with an upside, and this one also returns a spell to its owner's hand. So watch the wording here. To 1 target spell, a spell refers to a spell, well, first of all, that is on the stack. It does not refer to a card. You cannot pull it out of a graveyard. This is essentially, what is it, Remand? Is that the one that sends it back to your hand? It counters a spell and sends it back to its owner's hand. So, with Flash, that makes sense. And look at this. We have a Gilded Foil. Did I use that right that time? Shattered Seraph. For 4 and Obscura, you get a 4/4 creature, Angel Rogue. Interestingly, this is a common. Is that right? Or does it just not have the regular stuff? I don't know. It has flying, because it's an angel. When Shattered Seraph enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. And for 2 and exile Shattered Seraph from your hand, you get target land gets tap to add white, blue, or black until Shattered Seraph is cast from exile. And you may cast Shattered Seraph for as long as it remains exiled. Wow, that is a lot of text, and that's pretty cool, and I can see some weird interactions going on there, but yeah. Alright, so, Citizen Token. That was a decent pack, I would say. Congratulations on your pulls, and thank you for participating, Shorzy. We love you. We love your podcast. I love your podcast. I don't know about other people. I do. Okay, next up we have... I always want to say Kurt, but I've been doing it correctly this entire time, so I'm going to say Court. Court has 5 packs. Our fearless leader, I guess. I don't know. Maybe he is. Is he our fearless leader? I can't tell. Maybe Theth. Theth might be our fearless leader. By the way, I'm happy to trade for any angels that you guys pull, because... oh, I should probably tell you guys about that. So, I recently came into my first hand-built commander deck. The ever-generous Court decided that in order to get me to play Commander, he would like me to have a deck. So he sent me a beautiful deck composed of proxies that is an Angel tribal deck. So yeah, I mean it's mono white, but that doesn't have to be mono white. Plus I collect angels, so any angels you have, I will be happy to take off your hands. We have Jetmir. Oh, thank you, Court. Jetmir, Nexus of Revels. What is that? Is that a hippo? I can't tell. We have a showcase full art planes. Not bad. We have a few commons. Ooh, murder. It's the new murder. It's pretty. A few uncommons. A few showcase cards. Oh, okay. That's pretty good. Our first rare is Zeotora's Proving Ground. It is a Triome. It is the black, red, green Triome, which is the Riveteers, I think, right? Yeah, the Riveteers. So tap to add black, red, or green. It is also the showcase treatment, which is nice. Zeotora's Proving Ground enters the battlefield tapped, cycling 3. Congratulations on your pull. Next up, we have Gala Greeters. Gala Greeters, we've seen before. It has Alliance and lets you choose one of 3 abilities when you cast it. And we have a foil common, Light 'em Up. And if you want to play Booster Blitz, Court has the rules. That was a good pack. What's next? We have Halo Fountain for... Oops, got to give this our card. Halo Fountain. I think it's that way. Yeah, I think it's that way. We have a Showcase Planes. That's pretty cool. We have some... Oh, another angel. Is there an angel theme in this? Yeah, I'm going to buy more of this set. We have some commons. We have some uncommons. Suspicious Bookcase. I love that card. We have some Showcase. And... we have Widespread Thieving. For 2 and a red, you have an enchantment with Hideaway 5. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, you may create a treasure token. Then, you may pay Wooburg. If you do, you may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. And you may pay Wooburg. So you basically can play Wooburg. We have a foil Showcase Triome, Skybridge Towers. It is, I'm sorry, it's not a, I apologize, it is not a Triome. I was fooled. Tap, add white or blue. For 2 white, blue, and tap, sacrifice Skybridge Towers, draw a card. Well, I mean, it doesn't suck, right? And we have a Wizard token. Okay. What's next? Apparently someone doesn't, so Sona says, put a questionable word in chat, and apparently it's blurred out on his screen. I can see it just fine. Let's see. Oh, it's blurred out on Travis's screen. Somebody doesn't trust you, Travis. You got your parental controls on. A little chat. A little chat. For those of you who still watch network television, like my wife, They've been playing the Godfather trilogy, commercials included, but this is very close to one of the scenes in Godfather 2. Anyway, we have a foil land, basic land. We have a few commons. We have a few uncommons. We have some showcase cards. We have Reservoir Kraken. Reservoir Kraken is for 2 and blue. You get a 6/6 creature Kraken with trample and ward 2. Ward is the fixed hexproof. At the beginning of each combat, if Reservoir Kraken is untapped, any opponent may tap an untapped creature they control. If they do, tap Reservoir Kraken and create a 1/1 blue fish creature token with this creature can't be blocked. That's pretty dope. Next up, we have a foil uncommon Exotic Pets, a beautiful fishy in foil. And finally, another list card, Secret Lair again, Warnog Rider's Chaplain. For white-black, you get a 1/2 legendary creature human. When Warnog Rider's Champion enters or leaves the battlefield, each opponent may investigate. Each opponent who doesn't loses 1 life. You investigate X times, where X is 1 plus the number of opponents who investigated this way. And Werner has friends forever. So I'm noticing this friends forever. That must be the stuff off the Secret Lair of I really need to drink coffee before these two. Stranger Things Secret Lair, right? Friends Forever? Is that a thing? No one got that treasure maker yet. Wait, they grind up the angels and snort them? Okay, now I'm going to double down. I really love this set. Alright. Looking like a little nose candy. Right, family friendly. We have Mage's Attendant. Ooh, the signed version. That's pretty. We have a non-foil island. A few commons. A few uncommons. A few showcase cards. My hands weren't so small I could probably sleight of hand that, huh? We have Workshop Warchief. Workshop Warchief for 3 green. You get a 5/3 creature Rhino Warrior. Oh, I think we talked about this on the podcast. It has trample. When Workshop Warchief enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. When Workshop Warchief dies, create a 4/4 green Rhino Warrior creature token, and it has Blitz for 4 green. So you can make a bunch of tokens with this guy. That's not bad. And finally, we have a foil uncommon, Brazen Upstart, and a double token. Cool pack. And final pack for Quartz. It is Wiretapping is the art card. That's pretty. Wiretapping. We have a foil full art basic land. We have a few commons. We have a few uncommons. A couple of showcase cards. And we have Giada, Font of Hope. Ooh, see, shouldn't have ordered it. For 1 and a white, you get a 2/2 legendary creature, Angel, with flying and vigilance. Each other angel you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it for each angel you already control. Yes. For tap, you add white. Spend this mana only to cast an angel spell. I'm thinking this goes in an angel deck. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. We have a foil uncommon Nightclubber and another list card, Jugon the Rising Star. For 3 green, you get a legendary creature, Dragon Spirit, a 5/5 with flying. When Jugon the Rising Star dies, you may distribute 5 +1/+1 counters on among any number of target creatures. That does not suck. You get 10 power for 6 mana. Not bad. All right, Court. Thank you for participating, and congratulations on your pulls. Those were some epic pulls. Who's next? We have Colin. Now, wait a minute here. Did I skip somebody? I did. I skipped Mo Howard. I'm so sorry. You probably wouldn't have known if I hadn't said anything. I take it back. I didn't skip anybody. Mo Howard is next. And he has 6 packs. Those 6. Alright, we've got Zeator the Incinerator. Ooh, dragons. We have a non-foil full art land. We have some commons and some uncommons. Nimble Arsonist, I remember that guy. And a couple of showcase cards. And we start off with Vasi, Kane, Negotiator. It is a commander card for 2 and Riveteers. You get a 3/3 legendary creature, human advisor with haste. For tap, you get target opponent creates X treasure tokens, where X is the number of treasure tokens you created this turn. And whenever an opponent casts a spell or activates an ability, if mana from a treasure token was spent to cast it or activate it, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, then draw a card. So this feels a little bit like a group hug card, because you're giving your opponent's treasure tokens, or you can if you want, and then if they cast something with a treasure token, you get a +1/+1 counter. That's not bad. Next up, we have Black Market Tycoon for red and green. You have a 2/2 creature cat rogue. At the beginning of your upkeep, Black Market Tycoon deals 2 damage to you for each treasure you control, and you can tap to create a treasure token. Okay. I mean, probably. We have a foil common, Cutthroat Contender, and the rules for Demons Do. Demons do what? It remains to be seen. Angel of Suffering. Oh, yes. Gotta love those black-white angels. Non-foils, basic swamp. A few commons, some uncommons, one showcase card. We have Rafine, Scheming Seer. Rafine, Scheming Seer. For Obscura, you get a 1/4 legendary creature, Sphinx Demon, with flying and ward 1. Whenever you attack, target attacking creature connives X, where X is the number of attacking creatures. Remember that connive is draw X cards, then discard X cards. Put a +1/+1 counter on that creature for each non-land card discarded this way. So maybe this guy could be the super looter, because that's strong as heck. Yeah, it's a mythic rare, and it lives up to that rarity. I can keep this one? Oh, you meant the angel. Halo Scarab. It's a foil common. And, oh, thanks, Court. Court just gifted me that lovely angel and a treasure token. I'm just going to get that now so I don't forget. Because I will forget. No, I'm not going to get it now because I don't have his card. Okay. Next pack. We have... Masked Bandits. Oh, that's cute as heck. Is that a raccoon? Look at that raccoon. He's got all the things. We have a full art non-foil land. A few commons. Wow, there's some 3-color commons. That's interesting. Oh, I guess that has to be that way to work, huh? We have some uncommons. We have some showcase cards. We have Toulouse, Clever. Get these guys on the screen. Clever Conductor. For hybridish Obscura, you get a 3/1 legendary creature, human rogue. When Toulouse Clever Conductor enters the battlefield, it connives. Whenever you discard one or more cards, exile them from your graveyard. When Toulouse dies, put the cards exiled with it into their owner's hands. That doesn't suck. We have Obscura Ascendancy, an enchantment for Obscura mana. You get, whenever you cast a spell, if its mana value is equal to 1 plus the number of soul counters on Obscura Ascendancy, put a soul counter on Obscura Ascendancy, then create a 2/2 white spirit creature token with flying. And as long as there are 5 or more soul counters on Obscura Ascendancy, spirits you control get +3/+3. Nice. We also have a foil common, Broken Wings, and a Rhino Warrior token. Alright. Rolling right along. Next up, art card is Daring Escape. They seem quite daring. Does that remind anybody of Peter Pan? That scene looks like Peter Pan. We have a non-foil full art land, a few commons, a few uncommons, a couple of showcase cards, and we have a mythic rare, Jetmir, Nexus of Revels, for 1 and Cabaretti. You get a 5/4 legendary creature, Cat Demon. Creatures you control, I mean, they're all demons, aren't they? Anybody have a cat? Yeah? Demons? Creatures you control get +1/+0 and have vigilance as long as you control 3 or more creatures. Creatures you control also get +1/+0 and have trample as long as you control 6 or more creatures. Creatures you control also get +1/+0 and have double strike as long as you control 9 or more creatures. Wow, that's pretty cool. Definitely lives up to the whole rarity there. That's good. We have a foil common, Antagonize. Ooh, this is a dope combat trick. For 1 and a red, I'm just going to call this one out because honestly, this is dope. Target creature gets +4/+3 until end of turn. That is good. That is really good. Just like a giant growth in red for 1 more mana, which is obvious. And a list card, Abrupt Decay. For black and green, you get an instant. This spell can't be countered, and destroy target non-land permanent with converted mana cost 3 or less. This is a Eternal Format All-Star, I would say. Yeah, good card. Next up, that was cool. That Cat Demon was pretty cool. That guy's cool. Family's Favor. Not bad. We have a foil full art land, a few commons, a few uncommons, a showcase card, and a mythic rare, Falco Spara Pact Weaver, for 1 and green, white, blue. The brokers, for 1 and broker mana, you get legendary. You get a 3/3 legendary creature, Bird Demon. Oh, this is the shady looking guy with flying and trample. Falco Spara Pact Weaver enters the battlefield with a shield counter on it. Definitely sus. You may look at the top card of your library anytime, and you may cast spells from the top of your library by removing a counter from a creature you control in addition to paying their other costs. That does not suck. And I think we determined that this is any counter, so there are definitely shenanigans where you can make a lot of counters on your creatures if this is your commander and just start, casting off the top of your deck. That's not bad. Riveteers Ascendancy. For Riveteer mana, you get an enchantment. Whenever you sacrifice a creature, you may return a target creature card with lesser mana value from your graveyard onto the battlefield tapped. Do this only once each turn. So this works nicely with that ability that we were talking about that isn't raid and isn't dash but is close. I can't remember. Casualty, I think. A foil common, Warm Welcome, and a cat token. That cat looks like he knows something that you don't know. like most cats. I mean, that's not unique to that cat. My cat often has. Let me rephrase that. My wife's cat often has that look when he's looking at me. Okay, the art card for the final pack, Mo Howard's final pack, is Tivit, Seller of Secrets. He looks like he's selling secrets. We have a non-foil, a basic land. We have some commons and some uncommons. We have a showcase uncommon and Bootlegger's Stash. Congratulations, Mo Howard. For 5 and a green, you get an artifact. Lands you control have tap, create a treasure token. So, little rules to keep in mind. This is an ability that's in addition to the mana creation that lands have, so you can either tap for a mana or tap to create a treasure. However, you cannot do both unless you find a way to untap that land, in which case you might as well create 2 treasures. Anyway, you could do one but not both, but you could do either one. And we have a foil common, Rakish Revelers, and the rules for Strictly Better. Just like that enchantment makes your lands strictly better than they were before. Okay. Finally, we have our final contestant, or something. We have Wraith, 3 packs left, 3 packs to go. Bootlegger Stash is pretty dope. That card will go in every single green deck. Okay, we've got Extravagant Replication. Ooh. It's like a Patronus. We have a non-foil basic land, and some commons, and some uncommons. Exotic pets. I really like the art on that, as you probably already know, because I've said it like 5 times. Some showcase cards. Agnes, the Dragon's Lash. For 1 and hybridy Riveteers, you get a 3/3 legendary creature, Viashino Warrior, with haste. Whenever a creature you control with haste attacks, create a tapped treasure token. Dope. Okay, we have a foil common, Backstreet Bruiser, and the rules for Demon's Due. Penultimate pack. We have Vivian on the Hunt. Oh, it's just one of the planeswalkers in this set. We have a non-foil full art land and some commons, uncommons, showcase. We have Jaxus the Troublemaker. For 3 and a red, you get a 2/3 legendary creature, Human Warrior. Discard. Did we see this one before? I can't remember if we saw this one before. For red and tap and discard a card, create a token that's a copy of another target creature you control. It gains haste, and when this creature dies, draw a card. Essentially Blitz. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Activate only as a sorcery. And it has Blitz. So you could use this to like blitz out one of your bigger guys. Interesting. We have a foil common, Backup Agent, and a wizard token. Final pack. Dawn of the final day. We have Perry the Pulverizer. Hello, Perry. This This is the final round. It's a Wraith 5150's turn. The last round was Mo Howard's, and the one before that was Court. We have a non-foil basic land. I'm sorry, I'm just answering questions in the chat for those of you with no context. I should probably just run the chat on the side, huh? That'd be smart. We have a few commons, a few uncommons. Ooh, Angelic Observer. That's good. Swooping Protector. Some showcase cards. Evelyn the Covetous. For 2 and Maestros mana, you get a 2/5 legendary creature vampire rogue with flash. Whenever Evelyn the Covetous or another vampire enters the battlefield under your control, exile the top card of each player's library with the collection counter on it. Once each turn, you may play a card from exile with the collection counter on it if it was exiled by an ability you controlled, and you may spend mana as though it were any color to cast it. So a couple of things about this particular card. Good as a commander. If it leaves the battlefield, you can still cast those cards. And you can cast those cards at once per turn, not just your turn, but any turn. Scheming Fence. This is a regular foil. For a regular foil showcase. For blue-white, you get a 2/3 creature human citizen. As Scheming Fence enters the battlefield, you may choose a non-land permanent. Activated abilities of the chosen permanent can't be activated. So this is a Pithing Needle. Scheming Fence has all activated abilities of the chosen permanent except for loyalty abilities. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to activate those abilities. Wow, so it's a Pithing Needle, plus you get to steal their abilities. That's pretty cool. And the final card is a token card. It has counters on it. Shield counters, +1/+1 counters, and ability counters. Okay, that'll do it for... That'll do it for the set booster box. Congratulations on your pulls. Thank you, Colin, for participating. Really appreciate it. And I believe I forgot to thank Mo Howard. So Mo Howard, again, thank you. And congratulations on all of your pulls. And now the main event, the collector boosters. Okay. So collector boosters, similarly, we're gonna shuffle them up here. How do I break into these guys? There we go. This is my official Magic box knife. We've got 4 participants in this box break. We have T-Money, Sona, Theater Nerd Guy, and Mo Howard. Okay. Box topper is, wow, what are the odds? Gala Greeters. All right. I'm trying to mix them up well because I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Sometimes I wonder if it's like actually randomly. I mean, I know that it's semi-random, but over a large enough sample size, you can discern patterns in the way that these packs are collated. I don't know. I don't know. I just like to mix them up good. Okay, so Travis, T-Money, we're going to start off first with 3 packs. I'm going to set one aside for you. That one. So we will be opening 2. Okay, these don't have the notch. Rude. We're going to start off with a foil wizard token. That's a good start. I like foil wizard tokens. We're going to have a few foil commons, a few foil uncommons, a foil full art land, some foil showcase cards. I gotta start these farther over, don't I? Foil showcase cards. And we start off with Angel of Suffering. Angel of Suffering, foil, for 3 black, mythic rare. You get a 5/3 creature, Nightmare Angel, with flying. If damage would be dealt to you, prevent that damage, and mill twice that many cards. This has to go in a specific deck, because I can't think of any point where I want to mill that many cards. Okay, next up, Gavel of the Righteous. Non-foil, Borderless artifact equipment for 2 mana, 2 generic mana, it's a commander card. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a charge counter on Gavel of the Righteous. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each counter on Gavel of the Righteous. As long as Gavel of the Righteous has 4 or more counters on it, equipped creature has double strike. That is ugly. Equip, pay 3, or remove a counter from Gavel of the Righteous. That's pretty ugly. Next up, we have Shakedown Heavy, a borderless rare for 2 and a black. You get a 6/4 creature, Ogre Warrior. Really? 3 for a 6/4? Wow. With Menace. Whenever Shakedown Heavy attacks, defending player may have you draw a card. If they do, untap Shakedown Heavy and remove it from combat. I'm thinking that a black player is going to draw a lot of cards with this card. Okay. Next up, we have Scheming Fence. This is the Pithing Needle dude that steals stuff. This is a non-foil showcase. And we have a foil borderless Undercover Operative for 2 blue. You get a creature, Shapeshifter Rogue. You may have Undercover Operative enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it enters with a shield counter on it if you control that creature, which is pretty good. Also, keep in mind, Legend Rule does apply, so if you copy a legendary creature that you control, you're going to have to put one in the graveyard. Alright. Man, I love collector packs. They're nice, aren't they? One more for Travis. Start off with another wizard token. That's okay, I like wizard tokens. Let's start farther over this time. A few foil commons. A few foil uncommons. A foil full art forest. A few foil showcase cards. And we have Horde Hauler for 3 and a red. You get a 5/5 rare artifact vehicle with trample. Whenever Horde Hauler deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token for each artifact they control. Crew 3. Next up, we have Wave of Rats, a borderless commander card. For 3 and a black, you get a 4/2 creature rat with trample. When Wave of Rats dies, if it dealt combat damage to a creature this turn, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control, with blitz of 4 and a black. So, you can blitz this out. If you can deal damage, combat damage to a player, then you get it back. That's pretty cool. Next up, non-foil, borderless Reservoir Kraken, which we've seen before. We have a, this is non-foil Hostile Takeover, which is a sorcery for 2, and I always want to say Grixis, for 2 and Maestros. You get Maestro's mana. You get a sorcery up to 1 target creature has base power and toughness 1/1 until end of turn. Up to 1 other target creature has base power and toughness 4/4 until end of turn. Then, Hostile Takeover deals 3 damage to each creature. That's interesting for 5 mana. I'm sure that there is a use case for that. And finally, a foil borderless Structural Assault. It's a rare for 3 red. You get a sorcery, destroy all artifacts, then Structural Assault deals damage to each creature equal to the number of artifacts that were put into graveyards from the battlefield this turn. Commander Artifact Hate. Excellent. Alright, Travis, once again, thank you for participating. Quite nice pulls there. Of course, collector's boosters often are. Who's next? We've got Sona with 3 packs. 3 packs. These 3 are going to be yours. Start off. What is this easier to open? We have a foil angel token. I'll trade you for that if you want. We have a few foil commons, some foil uncommons. We have a foil full art island, a few showcase cards, a gilded, it's raised, a gilded foil Spara's Adjudicators. Okay. And we start off with Lord Xander the Collector, mythic rare, foil for 4 and, I should know this by now, Maestro's mana. You get a 6/6 legendary creature, Vampire Demon Noble. When Lord Xander the Collector enters the battlefield, target opponent discards half the cards in their hand, rounded down. When Lord Xander attacks, defending player mills half their library, rounded down. When Lord Xander dies, target opponent sacrifices half the non-land permanents they control, rounded down. Yes, that is a mythic. Next up, Weathered Sentinels, non-foil borderless commander card. For 3 generic mana, you get a 2/5 artifact creature wall. It has Defender, Vigilance, Reach, and, oddly, Trample. Weathered Sentinels can attack players who attacked you during their last turn as though it didn't have Defender. Ooh, that's nifty. Whenever Weathered Sentinels attacks, it gets +3/+3 and gains Indestructible until end of turn. Pretty good. Next up, we have a Borderless non-foil Structural Assault. This is the artifact hate we saw earlier. Next up, we have Titan of Industry, a Borderless showcase non-foil for 4 and green. You get a mythic 7/7 creature elemental with reach and trample. When Titan of Industry enters the battlefield, choose 2. 1. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. 2. Target player gains 5 life. 3. Create a 4/4 green Rhino Warrior creature token. Or 4. Put a shield counter on a creature you control. Those are pretty good. And finally, a gilded foil, Raffine Scheming Seer, which we saw earlier, I think. Did we see this one earlier? Yeah, we did. A mythic rare gilded foil. So that's probably good, right? All right, next up. Okay, we have a foil copy token. Cute. We have some foil commons, some foil uncommons. We have a full art foil swamp. We have some foil and non-foil showcase cards. Okay, starting us off at the end of this pack, Aven Heartstabber. For blue and black, you get a rare 1/1 creature bird assassin with flying. As long as there are 5 or more mana values among cards in your graveyard, Aven Heartstabber gets +2/+2 and has Death Touch. When Aven Heartstabber dies, mill 2 cards, then draw a card. Next up, Waste Management, a non-foil borderless commander card. For 2 and a black, you get an instant with Kicker of 3 and a black. Exile up to 2 target cards from a single graveyard. If this spell was kicked, instead exile target player's graveyard. Create a 2/2 black rogue creature token for each creature card exiled this way. Nice. Next up, non-foil, a borderless, mythic rare, Luxior Giada's Gift. For 1 generic mana, you get a legendary artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each counter on it. Equipped permanent that isn't a planeswalker and is a creature. Equipped permanent isn't a planeswalker and is a creature in addition to its other types. Loyalty abilities can still be activated. It has Equip Planeswalker for 1 or Equip for 3. And as discussed on the podcast, this does not remove the Planeswalker type from the Planeswalker to which you equip this equipment. It's a creature in addition to its other types. Next, Spara's Headquarters, a tri-land, yes, cycling triome, with it is a non-foil showcase card. And finally, I'll trade you for this, Giada, Font of Hope, a foil showcase card, which we've seen. It is a angel, tribal angel. And final pack. We're on Sona. We have another foil copy token. We have some foil commons, foil uncommons, a foil full art mountain, a few foil and non-foil showcase cards, to start off, we have Soul of Emancipation. It's foil. It is 4, and I'm going to memorize these eventually. The Broker's mana. You get a 5/7 creature avatar. When Soul of Emancipation enters the battlefield, destroy up to 3 other target non-land permanents. For each of those permanents, its controller creates a 3/3 white angel creature token with flying. Wow, that's pretty good. That's a limited bomb and a half. Next up, we have Denry Klin, Editor-in-Chief, for 2 white blue. It's a commander card. You get a 2/2 legendary creature, Cat Advisor. Denry Klin, Editor-in-Chief, enters the battlefield with your choice of a +1/+1 first strike or vigilance counter on it. Whenever a non-token creature you control enters the battlefield, if Denry has counters on it, put the same number and kind of counters on that creature. That's pretty cool. Next up, Cut Your Losses, a non-foil borderless rare for 4 and blue. It's a sorcery with casualty 2. Target player mills half their library, rounded down. That's another mill card. Excellent. Next up, we have Maestro's Diabolist. For Maestro's mana, you get it's a non-foil showcase rare. You get a 1/4 creature vampire warrior with death touch and haste. Sona, thank you. He says, I can keep the angel token. Whenever Maestro's Diabolist attacks, if you don't control a devil token, create a tapped and attacking 1/1 red devil creature token with, when this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. Alright, that's pretty decent. And finally, we have foil borderless commander card for Tenuous Truce for 1 and a white. You get an enchantment aura with enchant opponent. At the beginning of enchanted opponent's end step, you and that player each draw a card. When you attack enchanted opponent or a planeswalker they control, or when they attack you or a planeswalker you control, sacrifice Tenuous Truce. Wow, that's flavorful. That's good. All right. That was it for 3. Oh yeah, okay. That was it for Sona. Congratulations, Sona. Sona is number 2. We have 3 packs for the theater nerd guy. Just 6 packs left, folks. I was going to be pretty close with my 2-hour thing, huh? My 2-hour estimation. Wizard token, foil. A few foil commons. Foil uncommons. Full art foil swamp. Some foil and non-foil showcase cards. Start off with Fleetfoot Dancer, a foil rare. It is 1 red, green, white for a 4/4 creature elf druid with trample, lifelink, and haste. Red, green, white is Cabaretti, and we saw this card before. Pretty good, pretty good. 4 mana for a 4/4 with trample, lifelink, and haste. Sinister Concierge. It is a commander card for a borderless non-foil. For 1 and a blue, you get a creature human wizard. When Sinister Concierge dies, you may exile it and put 3 time counters on it. If you do, exile up to 1 target creature and put 3 time counters on it. Each card exiled this way that doesn't have suspend gains suspend. That's cool. Okay, next up, Cut of the Prophets, a borderless non-foil rare. For X black black, it has casualty 3, and you draw X cards and you lose X life. Next up, we have a non-foil showcase, Unleash the Inferno. This is the card that does 7 damage and excess damage, blah blah blah. Next up, and finally for this pack, we have a etched foil, gilded foil, Rigo, Streetwise Mentor. This is, we haven't seen this one before, so I'll read it out. For Broker's mana, you get a 2/2 legendary creature, Cat Citizen. Oh, those are very, very relevant creature types in this set. Rigo, Streetwise Mentor, enters the battlefield with a shield counter on it. Whenever you attack a player or planeswalker with 1 or more creatures with power 1 or less, draw a card. So that's pretty good. This is a weenie lever. Family friendly. Okay. Good. That's a pretty good card. Next up, pack number 2 of 3. Peter Nerd Guy. We have a. Is it a foil? Must be, right? Because they all come with foils, right? Foil Rogue. Oh, you know what? It's getting dark in here. That's why. It looks like you guys can still see though, so I'm gonna turn on any more lights. We have some foil commons. We have some foil uncommons, a full art foil swamp, a couple of non-foil showcase cards. We have an etched foil showcase card, uncommon. Rocco. That's pretty good. Those etched foils are pretty. And they don't have the same curling problems as foils. Although I have to say that the only foils that have curling that I've seen so far from these pulls are the ones that are the box topper. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a slight concave curve to that one. And this one has a very slight convex curve. So I don't know what's up with that. But the other foils don't seem to have don't seem to curl right now. Knock on wood. First up, we have Ognis, the Dragon's Lash, a foil rare for 1, and that's Riveteers, right? Yeah, Riveteers. You get a 3/3 legendary creature via Shino Warrior with haste. Whenever a creature you control with haste attacks, create a tapped treasure token. Next, Perry, the Pulverizer. I mean, that's awesome. All right, Rhino Soldiers, awesome. Anybody watch Doctor Who? Rhino Soldiers? Anyone? We have a non-foil, borderless, mythic rare, 1 green, white, blue, which is Brokers. When Perry enters the battlefield, you put a shield counter on target creature. Yes, you can put it on himself. When Perry attacks, target creature you control gains trample and gets +X/+X, where X until end of turn, where X is the number of different kinds of counters among permanents you control. That's pretty dope. He is one-man wrecking crew. Excuse me, one Rhino wrecking crew. Next up, Fight Rigging, a non-foil borderless rare. For 2 and a green, you get an enchantment with Hideaway 5. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Then, if you control a creature with power 7 or greater, you may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. These two cards play pretty well together, I would say, because if you attack with parry and pump him up to 6, and then cast Fight Rigging... oh no, you can't do it that way, can you? Never mind, I lied. Next up, our first Planeswalker. We have Ob-Nixilis the Adversary. For 1 black-red, you get, in this case, a non-foil Borderless Planeswalker, Mythic Rare, with 3 starting loyalty. Nixilis, Legendary Planeswalker Nixilis. He has Casualty X. The copy isn't legendary and has starting loyalty X. So, 2 for 1, anybody? If you... oh my goodness. +1, each opponent loses 2 life unless they discard a card. If you control a demon or devil, you gain 2 life. Each opponent. For -2, you create a 1/1 red devil creature token with, when this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. And its ultimate, -7. Target player draws 7 cards and loses 7 life. So, if you do have a power 7 creature that you can casualty when this card comes out, you can ultimate that copy right away and Frizzlebrand yourself, right? That's good. Last but not least, a regular foil Maestro's Diabolist for Maestro mana. You get the rare 1/4 creature Vampire Warrior. We've seen this guy before. Wow, Ob-Nixilis. That's got to be the best pull, right? Is that good? Is that good? That's good. All right. Last pack for Theater Nerd Guy. Sorry. Wait a minute. Oh, I see what happened there. Oh, I don't. Where the... that pack did not have a foil token. Weird. We do have some foil commons, some foil uncommons, a full art foil mountain, some foil and non-foil showcase cards. Unfortunately, there's no extra card, just a missing token. Guess that's what you get for pulling Ob-Nix. Starting off, we have a foil Maestro's Diabolist. Next up, we have a non-foil Borderless Best Soul Nourisher. It is a commander card. For 1 green-white, you get a 1/1 legendary creature, Human Citizen. When 1 or more other creatures with base power and toughness 1/1 enter the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Best Soul Nourisher. Whenever Bess attacks, each other creature you control with base power and toughness 1/1 gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of +1/+1 counters on Bess. That's pretty good. Next up, we have a non-foil Borderless Rabble Rousing. We haven't seen this one before, so for 4 and a white, you get an enchantment with Hideaway 5. Whenever you attack with 1 or more creatures, create that many 1/1 green and white creature tokens. Then, if you control 10 or more creatures, you may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. Next up, we have a non-foil Ziatora's Envoy, rare showcase card. For 1 and Riveteers, you get a 5/4 creature via Shino Warrior with Trample. And we've seen this one before. And finally, last but not least, a foil Borderless Reservoir Kraken. I do love me some Krakens. Okay. Thank you, Theater Nerd Guy, for your participation in the box break, and congratulations on your pulls. Alright. Last 3 packs for Mo Howard. Yeah, so we have a wizard foil token. Commons. Commons. Foil Full Art Forest. Some showcase cards. And we start off with a foil Rathine's Tower. It is a triome, white, blue, and black. Next up we have Crash the Party, a non-foil borderless commander rare. Crash the Party, 5 and a green for an instant. Create a tapped 4/4 green rhino warrior creature token for each tapped creature you control. Next up, a non-foil borderless black market Tycoon. We have a Showcase Maestro's Ascendancy. For Maestro's mana, you get an enchantment. Once during each of your turns, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from your graveyard by sacrificing a creature in addition to paying its other costs. If a spell cast this way would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. And finally, a foil borderless Shadow of Mortality.